Hello and welcome to my workbench once again, and a quick and short video basically for Garrett's benefit, the owner of this beautiful big Super Tigre G45 engine, which I am doing a hand cleaning on. So I am actually cleaning this engine by hand without replacing the bearings. Garrett decided that because the bearings are in such good condition, he chose not to have me remove and replace them. So what I'm doing is I've got his engine basically disassembled and torn down as much as possible, and I just thought I'd show some of the processes. I've done basically all of the cleaning now, and I thought I was actually filming it until I looked up and saw that my camera's battery had died. So we're not filming it. So basically all I did was I took this front housing off again, and anywhere where I had some caster residue, fuel residue, I've got some LA's Totally Awesome cleaner here straight with a couple of Q-tips, and I was just going around here and just loosening, getting it all loosed up and then just wiping it off. Anything I was using on any of the residue that was on the steel parts, I'd use the same method, except then I would also use some P600 grit sandpaper that's oil drenched, and just do some scrubbing to get it looking all nice like that. So that's the front housing. The inside here had quite a bit of caster residue and stuff in there. It still has some. I just removed the rear cover, and there's still some more in here that I've got to clean up. But what I think I'm going to do with this, since I've got the piston and out and everything, is I'll probably just see if this monster thing will fit in my ultrasonic cleaner and just attempt to clean this case that way. I don't know that it's going to do much for it because I think a lot of this is just discolored. I've already done the head, and the head came out pretty decent. But as far as this front housing, I think this is discolored. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much of anything with this by hand, unfortunately, but that is what it is. So I took the front housing off, and of course this rear cover was still on here. And it does have basically two crankshafts, and this crankshaft has the opening for the carb, the timing for it basically, and it just slides in here just like this, in case you've never seen one of these engines apart. This was in there stuck pretty well, and the piston was in there, so I had to pop the piston out to get the connecting rod out of the way. Then I just set this whole thing on my vise, put a little drop of oil on there, used a punch to just punch that straight out. And there you have it. That's straight out. This had a little bit of carbon on it, or fuel residue I'll say. I cleaned it up with some LA's, and it's good to go. So I just need to finish cleaning up this. This has already been done. There was quite a bit of stuff on here, and I just kind of used oil-soaked 600 grit and just cleaned it all up by hand. And of course that's how I clean most of these crankshaft, thick parts of the crankshaft like that too. I just didn't feel like taking this thing downstairs into the brass bristle brush on the bench grinder. I figured I'd just do it by hand, and I don't mind doing these things by hand in here because it just gives me a chance to just be and be present with exactly what I'm doing, so it works out fine. But yeah, so this fits together here beautifully. Of course it's not oiled up and ready to go back in here yet, but it will be soon. I'm going to go put this piece in the ultrasonic cleaner. The piston, the side of the piston has got still got a little bit of carameling on it. I'm not going to get too concerned about making sure all that comes off. It's just really not necessary. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could sit there and do that, but I don't know that it's necessary at all. So this is probably about as good as this is going to get cleaned up. I might go down inside here a little bit and get the rest of this piston skirt. There's some areas inside the skirt of the piston that can get cleaned up. I mean, in theory, I could put this in the ultrasonic cleaner also, but I think it's really not that necessary. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot. I don't know that the ultrasonic would clean this stuff up any better. It might. So if I've got room in there, I don't really want it rattling around inside that crankcase, because that crankcase is going to take a lot of space. But yeah, maybe I will just go ahead and throw that in there. And I don't know if you can see the little bit of caster residue that's on the inside of that skirt in there, or not. But other than that, this is pretty good. So yeah, I'll put these two pieces in there. And I've got a little container here of Marvel Air Tool oil that I've thrown some screws in, because some of the screws, the heads of the screws had some rust on them. And instead of scrubbing them off with a brass bristle brush, I figured I'll just try starting them off with soaking them in some oil here. So that's a quick and dirty video, Garrett, of how I'm cleaning up your Super Tigre G45 engine in preparation for running it and testing it with some, I don't know if I'm going to test it with glow fuel first and then do the swamp juice fuel of yours or what. I'll kind of leave that up to you to decide.